Hilary Rheaume is one of their great folks, and this is pretty cool because we have great sponsors and partners like AutoFair. They have an auto and equipment dealer practice, and you're hearing a lot about gas prices. You're hearing a lot about used cars and the whole automobile market. And let me start off. Thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about your practice and what you do for what kind of clients and how it works.
Hi, Jack. Yes, thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here. My practice is focused on representing auto and equipment dealers primarily in New Hampshire, and we are a full-service law firm. So whatever an auto or equipment dealer is dealing with, we are able to help them. I will tell you that generally my practice focuses on disputes that a dealership may have with a manufacturer arising out of their dealer agreement. In addition, there are various compliance issues that dealers, both franchise dealers and independent dealers, need to be aware of and comply with. And then we also deal with kind of the general run-of-the-mill consumer complaints or employment issues that may arise with their business.
Hilary, this is topical because we are talking about energy prices this morning, but automobiles, cars, trucks, big part of our listening region. People are on the road a lot here, and we're coming into the spring and summer. People want to be on the road. We've heard things. Maybe you can talk about this on inventory for new vehicles being lower due to chip shortage, maybe unexpected issues with the supply chain. Inventory has been low for new stuff. I mean, I've heard stuff that if you go to order a new vehicle, you're looking at something online, and that might come in a month before you even see the vehicle. So how's the inventory looking for our local market?
Yeah, there's been such a crisis for the inventory ever since the pandemic started. And you kind of touched on this. The background is that really when COVID-19 hit, the manufacturers put a pause on production for microchips. And for those who aren't familiar, every vehicle, at least the new vehicles, have thousands of microchips. There's separate microchips for heated seats and steering wheels or automatic seats, automatic windows, and so on. And as the vehicles become more savvy in the technological world, there's a higher need for the microchips. And due to the pause on the microchip production, and actually the production on microchips shifted to an increased supply and demand for, people working from home and needing to use their computers and have more computers shipped out to them. So unfortunately, there was a pause on the microchips for vehicles, but the demand for vehicles did not slow down. So basically, since the pandemic started, the manufacturing of microchips has been behind, and if you don't have certain microchips, you can't complete the car. So the inventory is significantly low. We're looking at inventory not really getting back to pre-pandemic levels until maybe late 2023, probably 2024, and that's with where we are today. There's a number of other factors that have played a role in the low inventory. So you may have heard about, I believe it was January of 2022, there was a ship fire that was carrying about 4,000 vehicles. Now there's the neon gas that is used for the lasers to create the microchips. 50% of the world's production is in Ukraine. So depending on how long this war continues, that's also going to impact the creation of the chips.
Remember years ago the tsunami that impacted Asia, in terms of indirect auto sales. So you feel these things. Oh, wow. What about used vehicles? We've heard record value for used vehicles. What about customer value? Because if you're paying more for new or used, and the used market has been pretty off the charts. I mean, it's not uncommon for you to get a solicitation call from a dealer saying, hey, Hilary, I know you just got your car a year ago, but we'll pay you X today if you want to trade it in. So used vehicles are really record territory. When are we going to see prices stabilize? And what about the people who do leases and loans to get a car? Are they upside down for a while? I mean, tell us about some of this for the consumer.
Yeah, exactly. So the direct effect of not having new inventory has caused a number of even franchise dealers to go out and seek used inventory to try to continue to have the auto sales to replace the new vehicles. They are, as you said, in high demand. One thing I will point out for all the auto dealers listening, please make sure you're complying with the laws that apply to the sale of used vehicles. It is different than the sale of new vehicles, but we're not looking at the prices for used vehicles to stabilize at least until the end of this year or early 2023. And what's interesting is there's likely going to be a gap in the value of used vehicles as we move forward, because a number of manufacturers have just continued to make vehicles without certain chips. So the vehicles that are going to be made during the 2020, 2021, and 2022, and even potentially 2023 models may not be as technologically savvy as some of the 17, 18, and 19 models. So if you have a used vehicle right now and you're looking to sell it, now is your time to get a high value for it. If you're interested in buying a used vehicle, just like you said, Jack, there is a chance that the value of the vehicle is not going to be equal to the price of the vehicle. And so in the end, in about a year or so, there may be a number of customers who are actually upside down on the loan just due to this inflated pricing right now.
And Hilary with Bernstein Shore talking about automotive. It's a big part of our economy. Our automobile dealers do a lot locally for the community, a lot of employers, and they support a lot of efforts. So I appreciate that. What about trends, showroom trends, marketing, trends that are coming that you're seeing with your dealers that are going to change? Tell us about some of the trends in the industry.
Yeah, so a huge part of my practice is preserving and representing the local dealerships, the people who, it's the family business. Generation upon generation have built this enterprise that they've worked so hard to create within the local communities. And unfortunately, due to some of the issues that have arisen out of COVID, manufacturers have taken the opportunity to become a little bit more creative in trying to circumvent state franchise laws. So New Hampshire has a very strong dealer bill of rights to protect the local dealerships and the family businesses. And part of what we're seeing as trends that may be coming down the pipeline is manufacturers trying to sell directly to customers. So especially with the inventory shortage, customers are a lot more likely to do most of their research online and only go to the brick and mortar store to test drive or to take possession of a vehicle that they've purchased. So manufacturers are trying to do the direct sale to customers. And another issue is changing their showrooms in the stores. Manufacturers have consistently put pressure on dealerships to comply with various requirements for their showrooms, but we're starting to see more pressure in that area and really going to almost a delivery model of the showroom, which would run afoul of a lot of the state franchise laws.
Interesting. A lot there. So automobile dealers can contact you, and best way to contact you, Hilary, at Bernstein Shore is?
Yes, they can call me directly, 603-623-8700.
All right, Hilary, thank you very much, Hilary Rheaume. Good stuff and good trend stuff. Good stuff on the trying to explain what's going on, because a lot of people are confused. They've heard about chip shortages, supply chain. They're not sure why dealers aren't able to get more vehicles quickly, and it's all part of the wrinkles, I guess. But thank you very much for joining us, Bernstein Shore. We'll catch you again real soon right here on Good Morning New Hampshire.
Thank you, Jack.